What's going on? We back. Mercy Sports Talk in the building. I appreciate everybody for checking in. I told you guys I was going to get the live show in today, and then tomorrow we'll do the Lions live show, talk about the Lions. So I want to do at least one live a week, man. Last week I missed it because I was a little bit under the weather, but we here, man. We here. We're going to talk about Detroit Pistons trade deadline talk, man. Obviously, we know the unicorn Kristaps Porzingis got dealt yesterday to the Dallas Mavericks for one of the Detroit Lions, Detroit Pistons targets, and that was Dennis Smith Jr. That's somebody that we was looking to acquire. Obviously, he was with the New York Knicks. Somebody else I was actually looking for the Pistons to acquire was Tim Hardaway Jr. or Trey Burke. All of them was in the mix. Apparently, Kyle Anderson and Mike Conley may have been dealt. They're both sitting out tonight. Some Pistons fans are being skeptical and thinking that Anderson or Mike Conley or both could be landing with the Detroit Pistons. I don't know about that, but at the end of the day, I'm just on the other mindset of they need to tear it down and do it the right way, or do it the more respectable way, or the way that most teams rebuild it. But at the same time, most Piston fans think Mike Conley will be able to save the franchise. I don't think Mike Conley is going to make the Pistons a contender. No, the East is just too deep right now with great teams from. I mean, just looking at our division. If Victor Oladipo didn't get hurt, you said the Pacers and the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, they by far better than the Detroit Pistons when they're fully healthy. You look at, we talking about just in years to come. We're looking at Boston, who's strong, Philly, who's strong. Even the Brooklyn Nets are pretty much on a better pace to be a better team in the future, in the near future, and the far future than the Detroit Pistons. D'Angelo Russell was turned into a beast. He made his first All-Star team today. Salute to the young bull. You keep going. I mean, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, former Piston. They got the Jared Allen guy who's been pretty good in the middle, and they got a shitload of cap space. They bought out the Dwight Howard's contract after they got it from Charlotte. I mean, you look at them, man, they in the perfect position. I mean, even the New York Knicks, even giving up Kristaps Porzingis, is in a better position than the Pistons because they got a room for 2 or 3 max contracts next year. And there's some strong rumors that Kevin Durant is coming to the Knicks. And he got some business ties and some guys over there that he likes. So I would more likely see, just looking at the teams, that Durant going to the Brooklyn Nets. But, hey, it is what it is. It is New York still at the same time. I don't know who willingly wanted to go play for James Dolan, but it is what it is. But like I said before, the Pistons, I mean, Mike Conley at 31 years old is not going to make the Pistons a contender. It might make you the 8th or 7th seed at the best, but it's not going to make you a contender and win a championship. And a lot of Pistons fans don't like that. They act like Mike Conley is like fucking LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo or somebody like this. Man, let me just tell y'all guys the truth, man. Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, man, I mean, both of them are solid players. Blake Griffin is a great player, but the Pistons was better off just keeping what the hell they had with Tobias Harris, okay? There's no difference in wins or losses, man. This team is the same inept team it's always been since whatever it may be. Do you want to see a full-out Hinkie style rebuild? Yes, I'd rather see a total rebuild of them selling at the trade deadline, or I can see them trying to sell in the offseason. But right now, I need to sell and be bad. I mean, I would trade Blake Griffin if I could. I would take a first-round draft pick from Oklahoma City and whatever back from them to get Blake Griffin off my books, because obviously Blake Griffin don't want to be here. He's not happy to be here, and they can't put the people around Blake Griffin unless it's through the draft. And when I heard and when I reported earlier today, they want to trade their first-round draft pick for a player that moves the needle. Now, what is the definition of a player that moves the needle for them? Shit, I don't know, okay? We could be thinking, I'm talking about moving the needle for a championship. I'm thinking AD. I'm thinking, Kristaps Porzingis possibly at the lowest. I'm thinking Paul George. When I see needle movers, I think big players. I don't think Mike Conley. Mike Conley not going to bring shit here, okay? Is the goal for the Pistons just to make the playoffs and we go down there and watch them get swept, being the 8th or the 7th seed? That's not the goal. The goal for the Pistons is championship pedigree. We're not one of those teams that never been to a championship, okay? We have championship, pedigree in Detroit. And I'm telling you what it's all about, okay? I'm going to tell you what it's all about. This shit is all about Tom Gores wanting to do a quick fix and sell this team. He don't want to own the Detroit Pistons. Okay, he made the goal. He made his goal and moved Pistons to Detroit. He wants to sell the Detroit Pistons and make a profit. That's it. He don't care about putting a championship on the team. He's not here for the long haul. He's here for the intermediate future. You know, and a lot of Piston fans is just like hopeless Lion fans, man. They the same fucking people, man. A lot of these dudes just, if we put Mike Conley with Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, that shit ain't gonna work. You need a wing that can put the ball in the hole along with a point. They need too much. On the team, they only got 2 starters that can start in over 50% of the league, and that's Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. They only have 2 starters on this team. Who knows what they should do anymore? I mean, it's plain and simple. If you don't know what you need to do, you know what? It's an easy thing to do in basketball is hit the reset button. Start over from scratch. Try to get as high as possible in the lottery. That's it. Because guess what? Ain't nobody coming to see the Pistons unless they put a winner on the floor. This ain't the Detroit Lions, where it's 7 rounds in the draft, and your 7th rounder could be just as good as your 1st rounder, or your undrafted free agent could be just as good as the 20th person on your roster. Anything can't happen in the NBA. NBA has a really, really small player pool for real. How are they not in any trade talks, though? They are in trade talks, to be honest. They are in trade talks. They're buying. They're trying to be able to put a good enough win on the floor for Tom Gores to sell it. They messed up with Stan Van Gundy. Yes, Stan Van Gundy and Jordan Bowers messed up. Okay, at least they tried. Okay, I'm not gonna completely shit on them, but at least they tried. But the Blake Griffin trade was a major failure. It's not because of Blake Griffin; he's not a good player, but you lost your future point guard in the trade and Gillinsley Alexander. You know, you lost that dude in the trade. Okay, you lost the pick. You lost Tobias Harris, who's doing pretty good with the LA Clippers, and your win total did not go up or did not go down. You know, your win total did not go anywhere. You know? Your win total did not go anywhere. Yeah, Alan Humphrey, Mike Conley, I wouldn't say he's scared. I guess he would scare me. I'm not sure his contract. But one thing I do know about Mike Conley is that he's 31 years old. He just come off an injury, I don't believe, not too long ago. They should trade it for Kemba last year when they had the chance. They should have. Kemba and Dre is formidable because Andre Drummond is only going to go as a playmaker goes for him. And that being said, he needs a Kemba Walker. Even a Mike Conley will be straight for Andre Drummond to really get him going. Okay? But the problem is that you need more. And in this game, you need a point guard and you need a wing. And you need a big guy to defend the rim. And the Pistons don't have 2 of those. The Pistons don't have a point guard to defend the rim. The Pistons don't have a wing that can score and shoot. And the Pistons don't have a playmaker point guard. Kemba Walker's a beast. But the Pistons don't have enough, man. They got players in all the wrong places. Blake Griffin shouldn't be your number 1 ball handler. He's averaging 4 turnovers a game. You know? You look at, Andre Drummond, a wealth of potential and wealth of talent, but you know what? He don't do the 2 things that you need him to do, and that's put the ball in the hole and defend the ball from being in the hole. Any specific ideas for 3 and D guy? I would, I guess Wayne Ellington will be one guy that is that they can look for. You know what I'm saying? Really, defense is really at a premium. Is really, it's hard to find. It's at a premium in this league, man. Man, I mean, Ken Bazemore. Excuse me. Last year they asked for Kennard in a first and Stanley. I would have gave it to him. Pistons should have traded for Tim Hardaway Jr. I said the same thing. If they want to do a quick fix, they should have do the same thing. Hold on, I missed the comment. I apologize, bro. I'm going to come back up to you. Alan Humphrey say contract, Achilles in 31 years old. I agree. Shaflee says, laugh out loud, what do you think about them picking up Melo? I don't think Melo can help. I think Melo wants to try to win a championship. He ain't never had a championship on a pro level. So I don't think Melo will consider being here. But Melo ain't the facilitator they need. But Maybe a scorer they need, you know what I'm saying, to help out Blake Griffin. But I just look at him and Blake playing the same position at this point in their career, in my opinion. But yeah, that was just a dumb trade. That was a bad trade, trading away Tobias Harris, who having an excellent year, and he will never make as much as Blake Griffin made with the Pistons. I mean, Blake Griffin is making with the Pistons. Alan Humphrey says the trade line approaches the Utah Jazz have made offers to the Memphis Grizzlies involving Ricky Rubio, 2019 first-round draft pick for point guard Mike Conley, the Salt Lake Tribune. Okay, then that's where Kyle Anderson may be going. Rubio contract must be about to be up, so that's cool. Mike Conley is probably a better fit for Devon Mitchell, but I that's for them. I always like Tobias, super underrated. Yeah, very underrated. But guess what? Between Tobias and Blake Griffin, it didn't matter. The Pistons are still losing. That's my whole thing about it. The Pistons are no better than with Blake Griffin than they were with Tobias Harris. It's no different. They're still losing. I don't care what the numbers say. Blake Griffin don't put no more asses in the seats than Tobias Harris. He don't. Ain't nobody coming to see Blake Griffin. Wasn't nobody coming to see Tobias Harris. It's still empty in there. Blake Griffin, Tobias Harris, Avery Bradley, Boban, whoever you put in there, it's still empty. You can put Anita Baker for the halftime show. You can get the Amigos. I mean, you can get whoever. Red Hot Chili Peppers is still going to be empty. They are interested in Marc Gasol for why they need a point guard. I think they're trying to get rid of Andre Drummond contract because Marc Gasol only owns one more year after next year. And if they're trying to get rid of Andre Drummond contract, I mean, then they should be just trying to clean house. I like Lonzo for the Pistons. To start with, I mean, I like Lonzo for the Pistons, but my whole thing about it is Lonzo probably won't be moving into the summer. The Pelicans is being told by everybody from Charles Barkley to Greg Popovich not to trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers. Anthony Davis' daddy just said he don't want his son to play for Boston because they was not loyal to Isaiah Thomas. So it don't matter. Anthony Davis going to the Lakers regardless. Okay, the only thing they can hope to do is hope LeBron James get older in a year and then trade Anthony Davis at the last minute. Because regardless, Anthony Davis is walking from New Orleans Pelicans and going to the Lakers regardless. He's gonna walk from the Raptors. He'll walk from the Pistons. He'll walk from Boston. He'll walk from the Knicks. He'll walk from Brooklyn. He'll walk from Sacramento. He'll walk from Dallas. It doesn't matter. He's going to LA. He's going to LA. Zach Bass Caster. There you go. Shout out to you. Did you see Tom Gores looking drunk, hugging Drummond? He loves him some Drummond. They boys, but he didn't close the door on trading him. How do you feel about the Porzingis trade? I mean, the Dallas went for it. Obviously, people know Mark Cuban made some comments about white European players, and now he got two white European players being his cornerstone. There's always been questions in the black community about Mark Cuban when he made the comments about Kean Martin's daddy or just mama. And, and then he made the comments that black American players, he implied they were stupid. So it didn't shock me he went out there and got it. But Porzingis, just like Anthony Davis, is another guy that need to build his physical strength up. Okay, don't forget Anthony Davis and Porzingis are very injury prone. You have to build your physical strength up. You can't be a stick walking around the NBA. At least your lower body should be together, should be strong. Look at LeBron, he built strong. And when LeBron got older, then LeBron slimmed down. Anthony Davis needs to put that the body weight back on. Well, that trade wasn't as size you thought it was. That trade was on the table from the Dallas Mavericks for quite some time. The Knicks just pulled the trigger on it. That's what happened. I want Lonzo the Pistons. I can see him rocking the Buffys, big baller brand, and the D. Yeah, I like Lonzo here, man. I'm a Lonzo fan. I don't like his daddy, but I like Lonzo. Who you like them to draft in 2019? Bola, I guess. Bola with the foot injury is sliding down the draft skills, and then the Pistons keep winning and losing and winning and losing and winning and losing. They'll be down there to get Bola around the top 15. They got Bola going 21, 22. And sometimes when you're in that position, you got to take the risk with an injury-prone player. Lonzo sucks. Ball sucks. No thank you. Lonzo Ball doesn't suck. Lonzo Ball isn't the status quo point guard of today. Lonzo Ball is a classic prototypical point guard. And that's what people don't like about him. Lonzo Ball fills the stat sheet. He's not a Westbrook or Damian Lillard. He's not going to sit there and score 20, 30 points a game. Lonzo Ball is going to rebound. He's going to make players better. He can make Andre Drummond better. He can make the game easier for Blake Griffin. He can get up and down the court. Now, he does have some injury histories, Major Slugger, and we can't agree on that one. But, it is what it is. They do guys, and I thought about the Pistons trying to pull the trigger on Thon Maker. Why not? What would they want for Thon Maker? What about Thon Maker? Trade Reggie B for a mid-round. I don't think people give a mid-round draft pick for Reggie B. I think Reggie Bullock, I don't know what he will bring back. I don't know his trade value, which is what Drummond needs as a point guard, pass first point guard. Exactly. I guess you could do Reggie B for Thon Maker. They probably want a second-round draft pick in there, but I think, you got to start taking risks. And the risk that I like for them to take is, maybe a Thon Maker. Obviously, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Smith Jr. is gone. You got to take those risks. Markelle Fultz, I know people don't like it. Deion Waiters is another guy that the Pistons should look at, even though he's more of a scorer combo guard. I like Deion Waiters. Goran Dragic may be looking to move him for the Miami Heat. I understand they want to get younger, or they should be wanting to get younger, but I just get the impression that the Detroit Pistons want to put something together real fast for Tom Gores to win right now and sell. I don't think Drew Holiday is on a trading block. I don't think New Orleans does that unless he comes out and say he want to leave. Kyrie Irving is going back to Boston. Wes Matthews suck. I hate Wes Matthews with a passion, bro. And that's because of FanDuel, but I don't like Wes Matthews. But DeAndre Jordan's getting bought out too. How did Brooklyn become a better team than us without draft picks? The Hornets won more playoff games since our fall off. Even the Kings are better. Exactly. Jamar Hilbert. I definitely agree. They got better because how the fuck did they get Spencer Dinwiddie? How did Spencer Dinwiddie lead Detroit? How did Chris Middleton lead Detroit? Shout out to Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton became an all-star yesterday. I should have did a video on that. Salute to Chris Middleton. He's an all-star. Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris Middleton, that should have been our backcourt of the future. Matt Badish, I agree, sell. But Brooklyn, I mean, look at them. Caris LeVert, they hit on that draft pick. Somehow they got Spencer Dinwiddie. D'Angelo Russell has developed. They coaches developed talent. Jared Allen, he's developed. I don't even know where they got the draft pick to get him from. The kid from Arizona, Hollis Jeffrey, whatever his name is, he's learned to shoot a little bit better. And Brooklyn became a better team because they identified talent and they're in a position to get a max player next year. May it be Kyrie decides to flip on Boston. May it be Kevin Durant. May it be Kawhi Leonard. May it be Jimmy Butler. They're in position to be a way better team than us without draft picks. The Hornets just got they just got the best player in the best spot. The Hornets got the best player in the best spot. And that's what the Pistons lack at. The Pistons got a great talent in Blake Griffin. But in today's game, you want your guards to be your best players. You want your point guard or shooting guard or wing to be the best player on your team. Look at the top teams in just in the East. Giannis, a wing. Ben Simmons, guard. Okay? Jimmy Butler, wing. Then you do got Joel Embiid there as well, too. Boston, Jason Tatum, wing. Kyrie Irving, guard. Toronto, guard Kyle Lowry, wing Kawhi Leonard. Indiana, when they was healthy. Victor Oladipo doing his thing, okay? Brooklyn, Spencer Dinwiddie, Caris LeVert when he was healthy, D'Angelo Russell. And they got a big guy in Jared Allen in the middle. And Boston got Al Horford in the middle. You want to have your best players at the guard position, the rim defender, rebounder at center. That's just what it is. It's scary how the Pistons almost lost yesterday for real. I swear to God, man, I was looking at that, man. I was shooting a video, and I'm looking at the score, and I said they almost lost to the Dallas Mavericks without Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, no DeAndre Jordan, no Wes Matthews, no Dennis Smith Jr. That was crazy. Whiteside? Well, I don't know how Whiteside and Drummond will fit, but I mean, you have to get rid of Drummond. But Whiteside can't play a lot of minutes, though, and he got a scarier contract than Drummond, in my opinion. So I'm good on Whiteside. Maybe he can go somewhere, I don't know, and play. But trade the Jazz, send Blake Griffin, Johnson for Rubio, Favors, and Ingles. That wouldn't be bad, depending on what their contracts look like. I hated that they traded Middleton. You should have give him Kim English. Pistons did well on Bruce Brown. Yeah. A lot of people say why Bruce Brown keep playing so many minutes because he can defend. He's a defender, and eventually his defense will come back and his ball handling will come up. I like Bruce Brown. I think they should play more Kyrie Thomas. Pistons should just tank and so they can get Zion or get the highest available player. Man, they should just tank. But you got conspiracy theorists that say that the NBA won't let them, and I kind of got to believe them too. But would you trade for Rose? His contract is lovely. No, nope. Yeah, nope. Wouldn't trade for Rose. He's too injury prone. You know, Rose needs to just being a championship contender, playing a backup role, in my opinion. We can't afford Davis. Who was Davis? I don't know who's Davis you talking about. Let me know what Davis you talking about. Anthony Davis. Okay, yeah. No, we can't afford him at all. But the Free Press had a nice list of names that could. I mean, I remember I heard somebody else's name come up. What's the kid name from Atlanta that backed up Trae Young, Jeremy Lamb, or not Jeremy Lamb, but Lynn Sanity, Jeremy Lin. I heard his name come up. I'm not a big fan of his, but maybe he could help the Pistons. But he got bad knees too, just like Derrick Rose. How many minutes could he play? Well, Michigan lost to Iowa. I see. How you lose to Iowa? Let me look up this list, see if I can find it. Here we go. They got 7 possible trade targets. They got Wayne Ellington, Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, Damian Dotson from the Knicks. I like him. Who's that first guy they had up there? Man? Okay, then they got Wayne Ellington, Markelle Fultz, Kemba Walker, which I don't think he's going nowhere. Bradley Real Deal Bill. I don't see Bradley Bill coming. I don't see Kemba Walker coming. But Markelle Fultz, I heard the Miami Heat are interested in him. Like other guys I say I like is I like Dotson. I like Wayne Ellington to a certain extent. I like Rodney McGruder better. I don't think the Miami wants to give up Rodney McGruder, but I like him. I don't know what type of minutes he's playing, if he's healthy or not for Miami. But I like Dion Waiters a lot. If he can stay healthy and stay committed, he's a borderline all-star when he at his best. I like Bogdanovic from the Sacramento Kings. He's more of a shooter than anything, but I like his ability to shoot the rock. I like Willie Cauley-Stein. He's in a contract year, so if you can give Drummond to the Kings, why not? And you can get back Bogdanovic and Willie Cauley-Stein in some type of package. Who else you got out there? Also, the Clippers can use an Andre Drummond, to be honest. You know, the Clippers, I don't know if they want the contract because they're trying to get Kawhi Leonard, but the Clippers can use a Drummond in the middle. You know, maybe you can get their first-round draft pick for Drummond and maybe a Gortat for a rental. Let me keep going. Hold on. I love Jay Morant. Whoever said Jay Morant, Paul, I love him. Bradley Beal would be amazing. It's not gonna happen. Bradley Beal don't have enough to get Bradley Beal. And just what it go. I like Terry Rozier too, but I think they're waiting to see what's gonna happen with Kyrie Irving before they do something with him and Marcus Smart. But I like Jaylen Brown too. But like I said, man, Pistons need to sell and be bad. You know, Pistons need to go ahead and just give up Blake Griffin, give up Drummond, or give up one of them before the trade deadline and give up the other one in the offseason. Just be bad. In a couple years, Tom Gores will be able to sell and get his return. You know, he'll be able to sell it to whoever you want to sell it to and get a return. That's as simple as that. Tobias Harris has really improved his jumper. I think he's shooting like 43 from the three-point percentage. But Trey Burke got traded to the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. I don't think they can turn around and trade him that quick. Yep, Trey Burke got traded to the Mavericks yesterday with Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Courtney Lee. The worst thing they can do is give up that pick. Yep, that's exactly the worst thing they can do. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give up that pick. They're trying to get older and older and older when you need to be younger and younger and younger. They need to just be bad, collect more. Even if you trade Andre Drummond for expiring contract and a future first-round draft pick, just collect future first-round draft picks. If you're able to get a first-round draft pick, even if you're able to get a first-round draft pick in 2020 or 2021, 2022 for Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, and expiring contract, I think you win. I think you win. I think Oklahoma City would love to have Blake Griffin or Lord Lennox 313. And I'm not sure they'll love that contract. Are the Pistons ever going to hire a GM, or Stefanowski is going to have that job forever? No. Ed Stefanowski is the senior advisor, and then he's training Malik Rose, former San Antonio Spurs, and I believe Laker, is the assistant GM right now. So they're grooming Malik Rose to be the full-time GM. So yeah, they got a GM. Well, he the GM, and Malik Rose is the GM in training. So yeah, I don't know if I think a lot of people did miss that. Ebonics say it's crazy how all our draft picks are all stars and great players, not to mention the traded players. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and obviously they lack drafting fundamentals. I mean, Devin Booker is the guy from the state of Michigan. I mean, he should have been with the Pistons. I mean, Devon Mitchell should have been with the Pistons. I mean, KCP, we all knew not to draft a player out of the University of Georgia, right? Well, not the Pistons didn't know that. They picked KCP over Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, and a couple of CJ McCollum, I believe, went right after that as well. The list goes on and on. You know, imagine if Melo was at this franchise, or Dwayne Wade, and how different would it be? But yeah, Tobias got snubbed. Trade Drummond and get the cap space. They haven't closed the door on trading Drummond. Tom Gore said they got to do what they got to do, and if it includes Drummond, pretty much they'll do it. But don't sound like they want to trade Blake Griffin. But if Blake Griffin is a $200 million player and still nobody coming to see him, if we're not winning, then I mean, what is to defeat the purpose? You paying him all this money, he's not helping us win. Lauren said that's crazy that they worked them both out and said Kennard was better. I swear to God, that was the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. That just show you, man, how they can't evaluate talent. Because there's no way you can tell me Stanley Johnson was better than Justice Winslow. Even in college, looking at him, Justin Winslow had a slow start off like Stanley Johnson, some injuries, but Justin Winslow is straight balling for the Miami Heat right now. Real talk, Justice Winslow is on another level. Look at Devin Booker. He's stuck in Phoenix, but shit, he balling. When he came back, Phoenix started winning a little bit. Georgia has got some talent now, though. I don't even watch SEC basketball. I barely watch college. Barely got time. But Clayton, for anyone who's knows GA basketball, I just wouldn't trust it. I just can't believe the Pistons passed on Devin Booker. Magic Johnson offered the Pistons D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, maybe they didn't want them snitching on the whole locker room, but I like D'Angelo Russell, man. He's really got an NBA body now. He's really got an NBA game. Now, he's still not playing good on back-to-backs, though, so he got to improve his durability and his strength, though, and stamina. What's going on? Did they ever even change their scouting department? That's a good question. I don't think so, because they made some unforgivable draft picks over the years. I mean, shit, that's not start off with Darko. Remember Rodney White? He didn't even play he didn't even dribble. Ricky Spalding or Paulden, whatever his name was, from Missouri. There's some heinous heinous picks, man. Kennard is terrible, and we saw Stanley disappear in the tournament. That was a warning. Kennard's future is at point. Exactly. Column and Everett Turner for Griffin. I don't think they want to do it. I don't even want CJ McCollum here at this point. He could be good here, but I don't know. Something about him I just don't like. Russell is an all-star. Yes, he is an all-star. Made it today. Y'all peep how that point guard from the Hawks balled on OKC. Shake my head. We offered a trade for him. We offered a trade. Who you talking about? Trae Young? He balling right now? Let me see. Oh no, he said yeah, I didn't catch that game. So I wouldn't know. Mitchell, Booker, and Harris would have been their starting wings of the future. Yeah, it would have. Schroeder? Schroeder. Yeah. I like Dennis Schroeder. Yep. Yeah. We didn't. Yeah, I don't think they offered a trade. I like Schroeder. I said it in the offseason. People say I was crazy. People said I was crazy. Dennis Schroeder can play. I remember he was playing in the 18 and under, or the 20 and under game, and he was balling. You know, I might not like his hairstyle, but yeah, you had Mitchell, Booker, and Harris. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. You know, or at least you could have had. I don't know. This is crazy, man. But I don't see any difference makers available for the Pistons. Who? Who was available? I mean, could you get Buddy Hield from Sacramento? I don't think so. I think they like Bogdanovich, Buddy Hield, and Aaron Fox right now. I mean, who would you want from the Clippers? Because the Clippers are in need of a man in the middle. You know, I mean, they expect to get Kawhi Leonard next year. So would you go, Danilo Gallinari for Drummond? I don't know how the contract was fixed, but Gallinari for Drummond, I mean, he can help. Gallinari looked good coming off the knee injury. You know, I mean, you just got. I mean, look at it. I mean, San Antonio. I mean, what would they have to offer? This just made a team with Chicago for Frank Gallagher for a first round, a trade. Frank Gallagher. No, they didn't. Get the hell up out of here. What's up, Ricky? Salute, brother. Paul Bell. We don't want a difference maker. We want picks. Sign the fans. Exactly. I hope the Pistons and sign with Gallagher. I can't believe Michigan lost to unranked Iowa. They play the Clippers tomorrow. So Tobias Harris come tomorrow. They need a ball mover bad, and like you said, Reggie is just trying to be Russell and play selfish. That's never good. Nope. Exactly. They need a facilitator, man. Drew Holiday would be nice for the Pistons, but do Drew Holiday really want to go from the Pistons to the Pelicans? It's the same situation. You know, Frank Gallagher from Shameless, I was joking. Although you're talking about the guy from Chicago. Ain't somebody in the white paint point guard? I don't know. Maybe I got the name mixed up. Most talented draft class in years this year and last year, while the Pistons ain't getting nothing to show. Yep. Yeah, last year, man, they could have got Mike. I wanted them to get Michael Porter Jr. with that pick, man, and just let him heal up. He's a hell of a talent. You know, but I mean, you know, it's just going to, I mean, I'm telling you, the best bet is the Pistons and the Tigers, man, to come back. Because in baseball, you can turn around like that. In basketball, you know, the Lions just, I don't know. You know, we'll see. I think they're going to be cheap this offseason. I say that for the tomorrow live stream. Joe Dumars passed up on Drew Holiday. We drafted Austin Day. Oh, my God, really? Wow, Austin Day. Fuck. He could have had Shillingsy, Shai Shillingsy, Alexander, too. Yeah, I like him. Mikal Bridges was there. Miles Bridges was there. You know. I'm surprised they didn't try to make a move for Kelly Oubre before the trade deadline with Washington. I'll take a chance on Fultz. I got to know this. His shoulder is healed. I heard Markelle Fultz actually injured his shoulder in a motorcycle accident. They kept that under wraps. But I got to know his shoulder is healed, man. If not, man, if it can't be healed, then I won't take a chance on him. You got to be able to shoot in this league. You know. It's not a bad pickup in Oubre. Yeah, Oubre not going nowhere now. He'll be a free agent in the offseason, but the Pistons can't afford him. That's why the Wizards moved him. They couldn't afford him in the offseason. Pistons wake up and move people. I'm just saying it's a dumb organization. Tom Gore is just an idiot. I mean, Andre Drummond be celebrating wins over dumb teams and losing teams, and that team didn't look good last night at all. If Kemba isn't available, I'm not interested in anyone. Pretty much. I mean, I don't know anybody else pretty much that can help the Pistons immediately right now that's available. But they need a 5-year plan. All good business have a 4 at least. Boston and Milwaukee too dominant for the next 5 years. Don't even want to think about the Raptors. I even got more faith in the Bulls and the Nets. Well, I think the Raptors are going to be in rebuild mode next year because Kawhi Leonard just bought a $13 million mansion in LA, SoCal. So you don't like Coach Casey? Yeah, I don't have a problem with Coach Casey. Oh, he's just responding to Daryl Richards. Richards says the Pistons' problem is upper management. Casey was another terrible hire. Detroit doesn't know how to build a team. And I kind of can second what Daryl Richards said. I thought Casey was a terrible hire because I thought this team should have been in full rebuild mode. I think Dwayne Casey is a coach that can take you from contender to, well, from like You know, what they thought the Pistons was at was a pretty good French team to a contender, and possibly from a contender almost to a champion. I think he like Rick Carlisle was for the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? But I think the Pistons are pretty much at the bottom of the map. They need a young coach that can groom these young players and develop. I think this was a bad fit for Dwayne Casey, but I do think Coach Casey is a good coach. It just wasn't a good ideal situation for him, in my opinion. You know, they don't know what they want. They just want to throw something together real quick, and it's not working. The NBA don't work that way. And I definitely think the 5-year plan that Jamar Hilbert was talking about is excellent. You know, you need to be bad, and then you need to build your team in accordance to your competition to beat them. So if your competition is the Golden State Warriors, hypothetically, you need to build the team to try to beat them, not do the same thing and outgun them, because it won't happen. Jerry Stackhouse should have been the coach. I wasn't mad at that, or Ime Udoka. But it's not Dwayne Casey's fault. I definitely. How do you feel about us versus our division for the next 5 years? The Bulls, depending on how Victor Oladipo come back, and the Bucks. The Pacers, Bulls, Bucks. So it's tough. But you know, Giannis could be leaving. You know, Giannis could eventually be leaving the Pistons. You know, he could be leaving the Pistons. You know, even Cleveland. I think Cleveland is right with the Pistons. You know, going nowhere fast. But the Bulls got a bright future with Lloyd Mark and them, but their management pretty stupid. The Pacers, if Victor Oladipo come back, can be pretty good, and the Bucks are pretty much unbeatable in that division. He says that Paul Beal said Kemba Walker would be a perfect in that offense. It would make them contenders in the East. However, he ain't available. Nope. Especially if you can keep Dre and Blake. I don't see that happening. The Cavaliers are not playing Rodney Hood. I mean, he's us, but I don't know what you mean, but he is better than anything we have. Yeah. I like Udoka. I like Udoka too, man. Just for this team. Casey is another old basketball scheme coach. Detroit needs a young coach. There's a new scheme. I just think they need somebody that can just right the ship and develop. I'm not even going to worry about the scheme. Just right the ship and develop. Everyone knows how Stan Van Gundy feels and what he was going through now. Yep. Especially with Andre Drummond. Oh, salute Daryl Jones. Appreciate the love. A major slugger. This is not Dwayne Casey for. He's a good coach. This roster is terrible, exactly, but I just think it's the wrong approach for him. Drummond was an all-star snub. No, he wasn't. Drummond wasn't an all-star, bro. Drummond wasn't an all-star snub. He's not better than Vujovic, and he wasn't better than Joel Embiid. He led the league in the rebounds, but if you watch Drummond play, Drummond's not an all-star. This is my personal opinion. He missed easy putbacks. He don't have a post game. He don't defend the rim. He just rebounds. And he put it back every now and again. We need shooters and perimeter defenders. Well, first of all, we need a playmaker at point guard, man, because Blake Griffin, he can't be our primary ball handler and turn the ball over 4 times a game. Then we need wings and scores, and then pretty much whatever else. Now, if we had a playmaking point guard and wings, natural wings, then Drummond would be good. You know what I'm saying? But Drummond is just, he can't be our guy in the middle, and he's soft. You know what I'm saying? He's the polar opposite of Ben Wallace. I hate to say it, but Joe Dumars passed up on Kemba Walker for Brandon Knight. The hits just keep on coming, don't they? Don't think Van Gundy is a bad coach, just not a GM. I agree. Drummond consistently missed baby hooks. Drummond is just a mental midget. And then they did something on ESPN, E20, whatever, E60. He was talking about how he was bullied as a kid. I mean, golly, you big as hell. You're probably the big kid. How'd you getting bullied? You know what I'm saying? How's that big dude getting bullied? And then you get bullied in the game. Remember the first game of the season, the kid from Brooklyn beat him up, Jared Allen. He had a career game on Andre Drummond. We all know Kemba not coming here, man. We just talking shit. Daryl Jones said Pistons should have traded Andre Drummond 2 years ago. He's tough. He's not tough at all. No, he can't be a man in the middle. All our big men over the years pretty much have some type of toughness. May have been Bill Laimbeer, may have been Theo Ratliff, may have been Ben Wallace. We had really tough big men. I wanted Brian Shaw or Mark Jackson for the Pistons. I don't think Brian Shaw wanted to go through that again. And I think Mark Jackson deserves a better roster than the Pistons, but it wouldn't have been a bad fit. Mark Jackson deserves a better roster than this. It's not going to work without a guard. It's a guards league now. Reggie Jackson is not a playmaker. No, he looks for his own buck. He's more of a 2 than a 1. He's more. We almost got Paul George. Yeah, I'd have been a game changer. Paul George is probably my favorite player in the NBA. Period. How y'all feel about Harden? I feel like he's inefficient, but I respect him. Those free throws attempts keep him in the MVP race. Exactly. He's amazing offensive talent, man. Even though he traveled, but he's amazing, man. He's got that old YMCA game, man. I like Harden's game. I don't like the calls he get. It's frustrating, but he's good talent, man. I like him. He's inefficient, but so is Kobe to a certain extent, just like he was, man. When you get that usage rate is out the window like that, out the roof, it's crazy. I wanted Juwan Howard to Stackhouse. I respect Juwan Howard. His son played at UAD. Reggie Jackson better coming off the bench. Yeah, he better off being like Vinnie Johnson, being a spark plug. Honestly, if you could package Dre for young picks, and Zaza wouldn't be a horrible starting five. No, I don't think he would be the worst. But I just think they need to start over, quite frankly. I think they need to start over. But we'll see what they're gonna do, and if they do something, then we'll talk about it. They do something, then we can talk about it. But they haven't. Guards leads facts. They should have drafted Devontae Carter from West Virginia. Pistons had 7 days. That wouldn't surprise me. They didn't do nothing. Once again, Joe Dumars passed up on Paul George for Greg Monroe. The hits keep coming. Hits keep coming. I remember that. Moose, one of the dudes I went to college with, I think he stayed a floor below me or a floor above me. Greg Monroe was his best friend. Like, this before FaceTime and all that shit came out. He'd be calling Greg Monroe all the time, man. That was his guy. It's like 2009, 8. You know what I'm saying? He's from New Orleans like Moose. That was his guy. He loved him some damn Greg Monroe. Gotta be able. You really have to be able to draft in the middle of the draft on back. Like if you get to like the 10 range, the 7 to 10 range, on down, you have to be able to draft. I mean, look what San Antonio Spurs made their bones with Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. I mean, the Warriors made their bones with Monte Ellis, Draymond Green. Sacramento Kings got Isaiah Thomas, didn't know what they had. Let's continue to go down the list. Rudy Gobert was a late draft pick. Clint Capella was a late round draft pick. Spent a lot of those dudes over the course of the time, man. You got to know, what you got with those guys. The problem, the Pistons don't draft talent; they draft what they need. Exactly. You got to just draft the best available. And that's what the 76ers done. They was, like I said, I'm in on this. They was 2 out of 5 with their draft picks. They missed on Nerlens Noel. They missed on Joel Okafor, who's starting to show life down in New Orleans. They missed on Markelle Fultz, but they hit on Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You have to be bad and put yourself in that position to be able to strike gold. But they wasn't, man. And that's just what it is, man. Unfortunately, Pistons just, are the Pistons, and Tom Gordon is trying to build an empire off a quick fix, but the NBA don't work that way. In NFL, it works that way. You know what I'm saying? It does. You can have a great draft and spend some money in free agency, and you might be balling. And so does baseball. Why do y'all love Drummond so much? There are so many centers that are better. I would swap centers with Brooklyn or the Kings in a heartbeat. I agree. The Jared Allen kid and Willie Cauley-Stein got a contract here. I don't see what the infatuation with Drummond is neither. He's soft. He's emotional. He don't score the ball. He don't defend the bucket. Real talk. I like Willie Cauley-Stein, and that coach over there in Sacramento. For some reason, I always find myself watching their games because I play a lot of the Kings on Sacramento, or from time to time I play Kings on FanDuels, and that coach is stupid. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I got a jet. I'm gonna come back with some Lions talk, God willing, tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, I don't give a shit about the Super Bowl. I just got pissed just watching the playoffs. And, maybe I'll get in the Super Bowl spirit starting sometime this weekend, but I'm not happy. I like Tom Brady and all, but I don't think they deserve to be there. And I don't think the Rams deserve to be there neither. But, hey, I'm not mad. The New Orleans Saints can cry all the fuck they want to. The Pistons been played more times than New Orleans and played worse than New Orleans. But, yeah, I seen the Michigan lost to Iowa tonight, man. But my cousin played for Iowa. He didn't do that well tonight either. All right, salute to your cousin, Eric Williams. But yeah, it's better. It's better now for the Michigan to get those losses out and peak during the tournament. But yeah, let me get out of here. I gotta pick my girl up from work. Hey, salute to everybody that came through. Y'all make sure y'all hit that bell icon button, as well as that subscribe button, and then I'm gonna come back and do a Lions live stream tomorrow, man. Peace.